All right, hello everybody, welcome back. We have another Magik VOD review. Today this is Gold 3. They said, I thought I would use Magik in comp this week. Finally, my confidence is absolutely shattered now. Hours upon hours of practice in AI, and it's all down the drain. I was so looking forward to this, only to find out I just freeze up, freak out, and miss all my attacks when it matters. I see the point with tanks in front and healers in back, and nothing I can do. Thanks in advance for any help or guidance. Okay. So this is something we actually haven't really come across yet. We've done a lot of VOD reviews. We've done a lot of Magik VOD reviews. Something that we haven't talked about too much is making the transition between playing normally and then playing in like a tournament setting or a competitive setting. That's really interesting. I think it just takes a lot of getting used to. The more you play ranked, the more you're used to the pressure of it, and the more your body will naturally adjust. Just make sure you're drinking water. Make sure you're going outside after a game or so, right? Like, just take a second, take a break. Also, try not to get in your head so much about, like, ranked, win, lose, all that other stuff. And really narrow your focus on, like, just the interactions. So, with that in mind, let's go look at the interactions and the things that you can focus on to get better. All right, so I already see things I don't like. So let's talk about Magik as a whole, okay? Magik has two movement abilities, okay? Outside of those two movement abilities, she walks extremely slow. Extremely slow. So what does that mean? That means that you have to stage properly and plan your escape route. And if you don't, if you're caught out like here and you have no movement abilities, you're just going to die, right? So with that in mind, let's see what we do. So we throw a portal here, and then we throw a dash out, and now we have a portal, and now we're just out in the middle of nowhere. So one of the best things you can do with Magik is look at like what are you trying to accomplish, right? So Magik can peel, she can dive, and she can brawl, right? She can kind of frontline. So here it looks like you're trying to like frontline, right? So let's look at cover, okay? So we have cover here, right? This is a wall. There's cover here. There's cover kind of over here. Like if you're standing, you know, you're standing like on the other side of this wall. We can use high ground over here and use cover. All of these things are great. And we are just about as far from every single one of those as we could possibly be, right? We're just right out in the open. So the better way to go about this is to use the wall, use your third-person camera, pick a target, and then go in. Well, hang on. Pick a target and pick an escape route, right? So if I see this, I'm like, this is a little too far, but I think I could probably hit the dash. So I'm going to portal. I'm going to maybe whirl combo in. If I hit her, I end up here, right? Because we get the uppercut. Once we get the uppercut, then I can portal to here, and now I'm on high ground where my supports can see me. And some of these guys can probably shoot me, but they're going to have to turn to look. I can dive down here. I have options, right? I'll go back to this way, okay? Instead, we don't really have a plan. And we just kind of dive in, which is not what you want to see. All right. So this is something we'll talk about since we're in gold, right? If we look at our health bar, you want to use your health bar as a tool. This is way more important if you're playing tank, but it's still useful when you're playing DPS. So you go in, right? You use all of your abilities. And then if you look at your health bar, it's not going back up. So if it's not going back up, that means one of two things, right? Either your supports can't see you, you're out of their line of sight, which is not true. Or your supports are distracted, they're doing something else, which is true, okay? So you can gain information on what's going on in your backline just by that. So if we see this, now we know, okay, I cannot be aggressive. So that's the other thing that you need to pay attention to, right? If you don't have health and you don't have cooldowns, I cannot be aggressive. So I need to find cover. I need to find a health pack. I need to get back to my supports, right? I need to get out. But instead of doing that, we outrun our invis. Our invis is literally trying to heal us, but we don't really know where the wall is. Like, watch. Look, she sees you're half health and she's like, I wanna help. But I can't. So, but yes, there's only one support, which is really unfortunate. But I mean, we're coaching the Magik. Magik can't heal, so here we are. Hey, there you go. Now we have triple support. Perfect. There we go. Thank you, Churro. Okay. Let's try not to... When you're playing comp, you really got to try not to type, not to do things like that. It's not going to help. It's just going to make things worse. Just focus on your game. Mute other people. That's what you want. Okay, we're back to one support. Thanks. We went from one support to triple support to one support. This is also part of playing comp. Just stick to your game. Don't worry about what other people on your team are doing. Don't get in a pissing match with the skunk. Just do your best and let it go.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Hey, hitting real hard.
Get ready.
Just in time. Thanks.
Bro, this is goofy. All right, so let's look at if we did the same thing we did last time, right? So if we dashed here, let's say we dashed here and we missed the Scarlet Witch, where would we end up, right? We'd end up right next to a health pack. There's cover here. There's cover here. We still have a portal, so we could use that portal to either get back to this cover and be in line of sight of our supports, or we can use a portal to get over to here, where we have cover and we're close to a health pack. So this actually wouldn't be bad based on that. This full console? Yeah.
I was in trouble.
I actually don't mind that. That was great. I don't mind this at all. We're attacking the front line, which I said Magik can do. You're taking up the space of a little bit of a tank, right? You're disrupting the Strange, and you're doing it in a safe way. You use your abilities, then you get back out to your supports. Now you can use cover. Your support's going to heal you. They get a little bit of ult charge. You get a little bit of ult charge. This is great. Love to see it. Oh, and we even get a kill. Perfect. Okay, now we're still missing a portal. That was a bit risky, but we had a huge momentum, so that's fine. Okay, this is just map knowledge. This is a combination of things, okay? So, one of the best ways to practice is not with AI. It's actually in, like, Doom Match, okay? I don't know if you guys have played much Doom Match, but a lot of the times in Doom Match, it just comes down to, like, 1v1s, okay? So if you get really good at Magik 1v1s, that's going to boost your confidence up, and that's where your muscle memory is going to pull from. So in Doom Match, you'll be fighting a Namor one-on-one all the time. And then you fight him, and then you get this situation in game, and your muscle memory kicks in, and you're like, I know how to fight a Namor. I'm just going to fight him, right? So that's one way we could practice this. The next thing here is knowing the map, right? So technically there are two supports here. There's no reason you shouldn't be getting healed, but we're in gold, so we can't rely on anybody else. So what can we do is we can dash down here. See? Health pack. So we could just turn left, use our dash, which I think we have. Yep, we have our dash. We could turn, dash, get a health pack, pop back up to here, and now we're good. Part of like escaping gold is learning how to be self-reliant. What's up, Pika? How's it going? I almost never do Doom match with Magik. Oh, it's really good. I like it.
You're not recharged.
Is it worth it? Not gonna lie, because it's either RPing or a DD perma focusing you. So I mean the Doom match where you actually have to queue for it, not like the permanent Doom match. Okay. Uh-oh. Good. Nice job. I'm doing all right. Okay, now we just want to get our ult. Oh. That's unfortunate. It is really good to have headphones if you have them. Make sure you can hear things. It helps a ton if you can hear strange ult here. I think your portal still wasn't quite up yet. Oh, I did not know that, Pika. That's really annoying. It's really unfortunate.
Soul sword will travel.
Oh no. Oh no. All right. So let's talk about staging again, okay? So staging is basically the part of the game that Magik does where she sets up and she looks at what's going on, right? So if you stood here and you use your third person camera, right? So your character model would be here and then you use your third person camera to look ahead. You would see, okay, their Phoenix just died. My Moon Knight just died. My Invis just died. I don't see anybody else on my team. I see a character here. I can't really tell. That might be Luna. Maybe that's Scarlet Witch. That looks like Namor. And so that's 2 people. We have no supports. This is probably not a good idea, right? That's kind of how it goes with Magik. Is you want to find a spot where you can hide your character model and you can look and see. The other thing you can do is you bring up the scoreboard. If you bring up the scoreboard, you see, oh, my Moon Knight's dead. My Invis is dead. Where's my cloak? And then you can look around and you can see your cloak still is back here. So this is not a good ult unless you're insane, but yeah. No bueno.
My soul is stubborn.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Survive
I
this.
unleashed.
Oh man, your team is so split. All right. Looks like you win a round. So let's see.
Every spell cast has its price. My debt is deep. On your toes. Here they come.
Time. Thanks. Anyone willing to help? Please, I got you.
It seems like we're just a little trigger happy on our abilities. Oh, nice. Let's go. Hang on. Oh, good. Nice. Hey, you have some good stuff. Okay.
Namor's alone again.
So this is gonna be tough to find the things that you can do to get better. Great. So far, this round has been fantastic. Good. You forced the gambit out. We back up because we don't have enough health. Great. I don't mind this. Okay. So let's just look at line of sight of our supports again. Once again, though, like, we just have this bad habit of just finding ourselves out in the open, right? Our supports are way back here. There's walls in the way and they can't see us. So be careful of line of sight of your supports. now let's talk about like what the goal is here. So our team, ideally, oh Lord. How do I go about this? In high elo, if you watch anybody, what you will see is almost nobody's on point. You guys captured the point a while ago. Your whole team should be up here because this is a choke point, right? They have to funnel through this area. And it's really hard to walk through this choke point if there is Captain America here, a Strange here, a Magik here, a Moon Knight here, and then supports here. It's very difficult to get through this choke. So that's what you do at high level. We're at low elo, so that doesn't really work. You're also playing Magik, so you can't stand here, right? So you can't like openly brawl by yourself right here. So what I would recommend is I would have you find an off angle, okay? So if you don't know what off angle means, and just to be sure we understand, basically every single map in Marvel Rivals is set up like this, okay? It's set up exactly like this, I promise you. There is this, okay? You have left, you have main, and you have right. Every single map is left, main, right. Every single one. And like just depending on how it looks, right? So this is your left side over here. This is main, and this is right over here, right? If we look up at like different parts of the map, obviously it's a little weird on control maps, but it is still technically relevant, okay? But every single map is set up like this. This is main. Over here is kind of left. Like, so this would be main. This is right. This is left. So an off angle, the best way to talk about off angle would be about what it's not, right? So if this is main, right, we have left, main, right. An off angle is just when you're off to the side and you're angling over here, because this angle is different. So basically, if let's just say you're a Hela, okay? So if you're standing here and you have a Hela shooting you on main, this is spamming damage down main. If you have a Hela over here, that's an off angle. If you're getting shot by a Hela, you have to turn to the side to see it, right? It's off to the side. So Magik really excels on those off angles. So I would stand over here and I'd honestly just wait for an opportunity. Just chill here. They're going to walk right in front of you. You'll see a tank. You'll see another tank. You'll see a DPS. You'll see another DPS. You'll see a support. And then half a second later, ooh, there's one support all by themselves. And then you go and you do your thing, right? So we don't really stage. Over here would work fine. In this room can sometimes work. And then you deny somebody else attacking from here. Over here would be fine. Stuff like that. Also, just as a word of advice, chat, there's some really good magics in the chat. So definitely make sure you read all of everything they're saying. They do a lot of good stuff.
Just in time. Thanks.
All right. So we die. That happens. Let's go in.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point. Control seized.
Okay, we lose the point. Our this is going places. Uh-oh.
Anyone willing to help?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So part of like practice is just making sure you can hit your shots on a moving target. So let's go back. I mean, we don't want to talk too much about mechanical stuff because mechanical errors just happen by you know, not practicing enough. And actually, since we're here, let me show you another good way to practice, okay? If we go here, go into the practice range, right? Oh, just Angela. Okay, so if you don't know this, you can either go through this portal by pressing whatever pops up, or you can go down here. And this is like extremely useful. This is how I set it up, okay? So I save one called aim practice. I usually do Luna because she moves fast, she jumps high, she's almost always in the game. You do random, short range, you make sure this is checked to dynamic, and then set it to random, super fast, 3 health restore, and set it to 2 minutes, okay? Hit apply. And actually, I keep doing this, so save. Overwrite, there we go. So you save it, now it's good. And then, you pick your Magik, or whoever you want to learn, okay? And do this before you play ranked every single time. At least once for 2 minutes, if not 5 minutes practice. Okay? So now you can practice Lunas as they're running. See? If you can consistently hit these guys as you're going, you're gonna get so much better. I promise you. And then you can practice all of your combos on actual targets as they're moving around. This is so good. So now that we know about that, make sure you do it. It's amazing, and that will help with your mechanics. So let's talk about not mechanics. Denny says turn off cooldowns. I don't recommend it. I know some people do. Personally, for me, I think if you turn off cooldowns, you're gonna play like you don't have cooldowns, and that's gonna build in bad habits. But if you're doing something specific, like you just want to hit dashes over and over and over and over, that would be a fine thing. So here, let's look. And let's see. Now let's look at decision making, right? So let's assume we hit this Namor. We hit this Namor would be up here, right? And we'd be fighting 1v6, essentially. We're putting ourselves open to all of these people. So even if we hit this, I think that's still a bad decision. So we got to wait and stage, okay? And because we do that, now we're making up for bad decisions.
Limbo doesn't let go that easy.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Oh goodness, Star-Lord, go get some sleep. So this is another example of staging. Whenever you're going to magical, you need to have a plan in mind. You only have 12 seconds, and generally the first like 2 to 4 seconds of magical is spent charging up the projectile or using a portal. So just come up here and look at what's going on and see like, okay, there's people over here. I could probably dash portal to here and then look, okay, there's supports. I'm going to ult, pop out, and now I'm attacking with my ult, right? It's going to help make things go so much farther. Also, did you get headshot? Is that why you died so fast? Yeah, you just got random headshot. They literally weren't even aiming at you. They were aiming at somebody else and you just got in the way.
The area's almost yours.
Survive this.
Oh no. Yeah. So once again, like, you never. Let's see. So this is an ability-based shooter, right? And so a lot of the times, the number one way you interact with this game and with other people are with your abilities. So by the time you're ready to interact with people, you're already down 1 portal and 1 dash, right? So now we use the demon, and then we could maybe portal, but like, yeah.
Have soul sword. We'll travel.
So this is also why I don't recommend playing versus AI. It's so much better to just play quick play or like go in and just practice in comp. One of the best things you could do is practice in comp because you're playing against real characters in real situations. And then if it gets to you, just turn off, just mute everybody, right? You can just press P and then you go here and you click mute, 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 and then you mute all the chats. That's so much better. And like literally don't care about what people say. Because this is the best way to practice. So you do a little bit in the practice range. You go 2 to 5 minutes or whatever, practicing comboing the Luna, warming up, getting ready. Then you go into comp, and then you just play some games, and don't worry about the result. Just focus on like what you can do better. That's the best way to do it. Yeah, I don't punish you for bad positioning. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Good stuff. I don't mind that. I think that's fine. Okay. A little premature on that. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, so this is not paying attention to our health bar, right? So here, we're already at half health. I understand we're chasing the Namor because we're kind of brawling. You can get more health. Your supports are usually nearby when you're brawling. That's fine. But the second the Namor goes into his bubble, it's like the fight's over. You can't really do anything. Now we're getting shot by a Namor turret, so we need to get to safety, right? Safety right now would be this general direction over here. So if you portal to here, now we're not getting shot by this. We have a second because we're by a wall. We could even try to take a shot at this Gambit. And then our cloak would be healing us. Like she's even aiming this direction. But we just kind of int. We just dive straight in.
We'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
I feel like we use dash like it's a traversal ability too often. Yeah, it is. It's quite long. You can use it coming out of spawn, but that's kind of it. I'm shocked you guys got that point. But I mean, so we also have talked a lot about like your teammates making questionable decisions, right? You can't control that, but it is important to remember these people are in gold, but so are these people. These people are making all the same mistakes, I promise you. And once you are good enough at like hitting your combos, doing things, then you start seeing their mistakes and punishing them for it.
As usual, Namor only. I got you.
Almost. Okay, get to the health pack. Here, let's see. We haven't really talked too much about cooldown rotations. You did it once really well. So you can portal, dash in, and then portal out. This is actually like not bad. But then we don't go out. Like if you portaled over to here, got the health pack, got the health pack, started walking this way, use this cover, dash back out to here, right? You want to use this cooldown rotation. So I want you to start thinking in your brain, like I'm going in, now I'm going out, right? I'm in, now I'm out. And once you're thinking in that way, then you start aligning your abilities to that. So, okay, I'm going in. Okay, I've used my abilities. I missed. It happens. I'm low on health. This is now a losing matchup. Now I'm getting out. Okay?
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
I'm playing characters to be like riding a bike, and most of the skills get rusty and decay with disuse, but if you turn on it, definitely. Uh-oh. Okay, that's not really knowing the map. Okay. Nice job. I like the attempt here. We're trying to use cover. This shows promise. Because the idea is like, okay, I'm going to get towards the invis ult, which sadly goes away, and I'm going to use cover. That's not bad. But why did it not work? Let's take a second and see if we can see the problem, okay? So our Moon Knight's dead. Their Gambit's dead. So we technically have an advantage. It's 5 versus 5, but they lost the support, and we only lost a DPS. So that's good for us. Now, the map changes. So if you don't know when this map drops, here, we'll just let it drop all the way. There's actually a path right here where you can get all the way over. So this would have been the better way to go. Now, this brings up another point of just like, how do you learn maps? One of the best ways that I learn maps personally, I just play quick play. I pick a character that I enjoy that's like pretty fast, and then I intentionally run around the map in a quick play. So if a situation like this happens to me, I'm like, oh, this is a new map. Let's see. there's a hole over here. Where does this go? And then I'd run this way and be like, okay. And then make sure you press whatever button it is on controller to reveal like the breakable walls or whatever. So I'm pretty sure it's this one that's like breakable. You can break this, get through there, stuff like that. And you just run around. And then when you do that in quick play, you're also going to run into situations on parts of the map that you're not going to if you just do it in like versus AI or like by yourself on the map. So a lot of the times what you'll find is when you come over here, there's actually going to be like a hit scan up here. So this is an area generally dominated by hit scan. And now you know that, right? And so you can dash over here and we can learn all the little ins and outs of the map. You can look up and be like, oh, there's a hole up here. Where does this go? Let's see. Oh, there's a health pack here. Oh, this actually goes back up to the hit scan area, right? So that's a blueprint for learning the maps. Play a bunch of quick play, explore the map, have fun with it, see where you can get into, and the more you do that, the more that's going to build in your mental model of the map. Now, that doesn't work for everybody. That works for me. You can also just run around by yourself, like on an empty map.
Control lost.
All right. All right, let's look at the situation. So if we stop right here and we look, we have 2 supports here. One of the great things about this game is you can look and you can see your team through the walls. So we're in the replay viewer, so we can see the enemy team as well, so that's not going to happen. But you'd see, okay, Hulk lost his mech, right? He's in baby Hulk form, so he's not going to be much use. We're basically down a tank. Moon Knight's up here. Thing is back here. So if I see this and I'm Magik, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not going to hold up here. I'm going to chill here. I'm going to go up top, back to here, and try to drop down on somebody. I'm going to go up here and maybe try to drop down on somebody there. That's the idea. You got to gain information. So instead, we ignore that. Now we're frontlining. Now we're caught in a Namor ult and probably die for it. Portal? Good portal? Don't dash in. Okay. This is another way to like cycle your cooldowns that we saw you do really well earlier, right? You portal, you dash in and then up, and then you portal out when you're up. You cycle your cooldowns like that. Not bad. Okay. Oh, good. You found a target. You ulted on. Oh, this is great. Killer. Oh, so unfortunate. Nice try, though. I love the attempt. No, don't go crazy. Okay. Woo-wee. That was a great attempt. I love the decision making behind there. And that's, again, all of that can be fixed by just time in the practice range. You spend time in the practice range, and then these things will get way more consistent. You won't miss them, and then you'll actually get killed. But the decision making here, top notch. Great stuff. Love it. The only thing I will say is don't give up, right? Because what did the cloak use? So we didn't end up killing the cloak, right? But if you look at the cloak, she used her bubble, and she used her fade, and she's out of position, right? She's right in the middle of everybody. So you may not have gotten the kill, but you put her in a position to where she's probably going to die, right? Look at her cooldowns. So here it's like, I just keep going after her. But instead we lose focus and go to the Venom. Maybe because they're low health, but even if the Venom is low health, like the cloak is still a more valuable kill. Oh, almost. Nice. Okay. Good. Kill the cloak. Nice. Okay, now the gambit. Hit the dash. Good. You've got some good stuff. You've got some good stuff.
Control seized.
I climbed out of limbo. I climbed out of limbo. This is nothing.
I got you. You captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Coming in, Petro, have fun.
This is much better. I love this. It's like you woke up mid-game. You're like, oh, my cloak just died. We have no presence here. There's plenty of time. I don't have to contest. This is a loss of a numbers game. And so we don't go in. We just back up. This is good. Okay. I'll get back out. That's fine. I don't mind this at all. I don't mind that. You dash in a safe way. Oh, this is not safe. Yeah. So why was this one good but the other one was bad? So here, if we hit the dash or we miss the dash, we have cover, right? We can break line of sight from the enemy team. If you're standing here, you can go up just like you did, and now you're not taking damage. You can get a health pack. You can escape this way. You can escape that way. You can actually drop back down, use a portal to get back to your supports. Plenty of things. But then, now we don't have a dash. We're down one portal, and we go towards the enemy team without full health. So now it's bad. And then, yeah, we get punished for it. Oh, now we have a DC. Unfortunate. I think we, okay. So the next thing I want to talk about, obviously, if you've been paying attention to chat, we talked a lot in chat about like your team doing crazy things. We had 1 support, then we went to 3 support, then we went to 1 support, then we went to 2 support, then we went to 3 support, then we went to 1. Now we have a DC. Don't worry about it. Don't get bogged down in that stuff. Focus on what you can do better, right? We learned a lot about a lot of stuff that we can practice, a lot of stuff that we can do. I think even if I was in this game, I would have a tough time winning it. I think I probably still could, but it'd be tough because, like, you know, we're down 1 person, your team's all over the place. So generally in games like this, in games where it's a competitive team-based shooter, 20% of games are just straight up unwinnable. It happens, right? Like you're queued with 5 people on your team and 6 people on the enemy team. Sometimes there's unwinnable games. Sometimes there's a support on your team who literally is like not paying attention. They have an emergency going on in their house or whatever, you know, you never know. So don't get too bogged down in win and loss. Just focus on that. If you want to climb in this game, the things you focus on are trying to play a decent amount of games because it takes a certain number of games to get past that 20% of games. It takes a long time to, you know, train your skills, get in different situations, right? If you've never really fought a Namor 1v1, and then any time from now on, if you get a game where now you're fighting a Namor 1v1, that's a chance to practice that matchup. And then it's the same with all of the situations, right? Now I'm fighting a Namor, but I have an Invis with me and they have a Punisher with them. How does that matchup look like versus I'm fighting a Namor, I have a cloak, and then they have a cloak, right? It's all going to be different. So the more time you put in, the more you're going to get rewarded. Just focus on what you can do better. Make sure you hit your practice range, you know, practice your combos, do things like that. Try not to wind up with no cooldowns in the middle of nowhere. And you'll be a lot better. But I think you did fine. I think you have some good stuff. Just keep at it, you know. Stay positive. So take care. God bless. Catch you guys next time. Bye.